Hi, I'm Don Mecoy. I'm a business news reporter with the Oklahoman and newsok.com. Joined here today by Jeffrey Henley. He's the chairman of Oracle. Thank you very much for being here today. We appreciate you coming in.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Well, tell me what you're doing in Oklahoma City today.
Well, two things. In addition to being chairman of the board of Oracle, my real job at Oracle is a customer ambassador. So I travel around all over the world, meeting many of our customers in the public sector and private companies, and to describe our strategy and what we're doing. So I'm doing some of that. But I'm also here because I am chairman and the primary investor of a startup company in the digital out-of-home business. And we've partnered with the Oklahoman here in Oklahoma City. So I'm here doing some business with them today, meeting some of their advertisers and that sort of thing. And it's the early stages of our business, so I'm eager to learn and talk to the customers and find out more about how we both can do better. So kind of doing both today.
Well, I know this partnership that our two companies have, that we deliver some content, some advertising to video screens that some of our viewers may have seen in convenience stores and so forth around here, which kind of raises a question for me about how media is being delivered these days. It seems like people want to see it everywhere on all their devices and things, and that's something you're very interested in.
There's clearly a lot of disruption going on in media. It has been for a while, and it's going to continue. And so I think the Oklahoman and all newspapers that we talk to, TV, they all know what's going on, and so they're all finding different avenues, if you will, to reach, to provide advertising digitally. So the Oklahoman has several different initiatives. We're part of that. We're doing work in convenience stores and groceries and that sort of thing, but they're doing other things as well. And I think it's newspapers aren't going away, but they're going to be probably less important than they've been historically, and particularly amongst young people. So social media is a big deal. The Oklahoman is working hard on that. So it's a very interesting time, and I think it's the media players out there that I think get ahead of it the soonest are going to do the best. So I've been very impressed with the job that the Oklahoman has done to date.
Well, I know you travel a lot in your business, and you told me that, and you're just in Oklahoma City for a brief time. But what are your impressions of the town that you've had a chance to see?
Well, I don't know it well, but I've always been impressed with the South, because I think the people I meet, whether it's in Texas or Mississippi or Atlanta, they're all very business savvy people. I find they tend to be a little more conservative and very high integrity, very well connected to their communities, but smart business people. So I'm very impressed with the people I've met today. I think I've lived in California all my life, but I actually, if I were going to start a business today, it would be here or somewhere in the South. I think the business environment is just better, and that's what's been happening. There's been a net decline in population in some of the north and north central parts of the country, and you can say some of it's climate, but I think some of it's just business orientation and cost of living and all those kinds of things. So I think Oklahoma City's got a lot of opportunity. You certainly got a lot of land. I can see a lot of open space. So I would think you're going to continue to grow and prosper.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me ask you a question about Oracle. It's a huge company, but I'm interested in how a company that big manages to stay nimble in a business that changes as fast as your business does.
Yeah, it is difficult. I've always said that's probably the biggest challenge for any company as you get bigger is that you don't get fat, dumb, and happy. So we still have the same guy who founded the company, Larry Ellison, is the CEO. He's got a very able group of people around him, a couple of co-presidents and some other people that obviously do a lot of work. But I really think part of the reason that and I think we are staying nimble, is that we have an entrepreneur running the company. Larry Ellison is making still the big decisions in the company, and his spirit and his really focus on competing, focus on changing. He's an engineer by training, so I think he's very aware that the technology keeps changing and very interested in that. So I'd say that's probably the biggest advantage we have, is that sometimes the entrepreneur, the company outgrows him. Larry's done a great job, I think, of evolving and growing himself personally, and just staying relevant in terms of being able to run a big company. But I think what he really brings is just a tremendous competitive spirit and a great technical knowledge, and I think that's a good combination.
Well, I kind of want to ask you about that, because Larry Ellison's he's kind of a rock star among the business elite. What's it like to work with the guy?
It's interesting, because a lot of people ask me that, because I think people have an image of Larry that's somewhat different than what he is. I've been there 20 years, so some people think he's hard to work for. I don't find him hard to work for. I think he's like any successful person. He wants to win, and but he was willing to listen. He doesn't run the place just by himself. He relies on other people to carry some of the load, and so I found him. He's the boss, but he's willing to listen. You better have your facts straight and that sort of thing. He's very funny. He has a tremendous sense of humor. It's a cutting, tough kind of sense of humor, but he's very funny. And so our board meetings are just hilarious, actually. So it's a great place to work for us. I'm still there, partly because Oracle, I think, has got a great future, and partly because it's just a fun place to work, and I enjoy working with Larry and the management.
Okay. Well, Mr. Henley, I appreciate you coming in and joining us today. It was a pleasure to meet with you and talk with you.
My pleasure as well.
For more coverage of technology and other business matters, always pick up a copy of the Oklahoman and read the business section and look at News OK.